How do they do it, and why?
We are...
Why? This is just a very simple question. Why do they change? Why do they control the world? What is it for them?
They want total control of human society. If we go really deeper into it, they're feeding off energy. They're feeding off our energy from other levels of reality beyond visible light. And therefore, when the Morpheus character held the battery up and said the machines have turned human beings into one of these, he was very close to the truth symbolically. And you know what that energy is? It's fear. It's fear, it's anxiety, it's frustration, it's anger. What is this world full of? All of it. What about the things that the political parties and the institutions do? Bombing whole cities of civilians on the pretext of protecting them from violence. All these things, the crash of the economy. Do you think that makes people feel good? Oh yeah, I feel great. No, it makes them feel fearful, it makes them feel anxious. All the energy that we're giving off, which is exactly what they want. And you know something? I speak to a lot of people around the world. But of course, except at a place like this, most of them come because they know where I'm coming from. But when I do speak further afield, lots of present company here accepted, by the way, I see how easy it is for the few to control the many. It is so easy, it is pathetic. And we are heading towards a society where we will be living a life which would make George Orwell wince. Now there's the thing. George Orwell. Some people said to me, give me a chance or an explanation of what the world is like that they want to create. And if anyone does that, is happening before our eyes. And I'd say to them, read two books. 1984 by George Orwell, real name Eric Blair, and Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. Brave New World was published in 1932, and 1984 was published in 1948. When we look back from the perspective of 2012 at what's in those books compared with society now, they are stunning in their prophecy. Unbelievable. Now, how did they do that? How did they do that? Why were they so accurate? Because, oh, don't be a prat all your life. Have a day off. You know, enjoy yourself. George Orwell, Eric Blair, went to Eton College, where the royals go. His French teacher at one point was Aldous Huxley. Aldous Huxley was a member of an elite secret society called the Fabian Society. He introduced Eric Blair, George Orwell to the Fabian Society. If you get to the inner core of these major secret societies, you access the projected agenda that they want to, the direction they want to take the world. That's where they got their information from, and that's why they're so accurate.
David, what is the agenda? You still haven't told us what the agenda is. If it's something as crude as to control the banking systems of the world, surely they are so omnipotent that they could completely dismantle that. That is such old technology, having coins and notes as a means to exchange. It is so 20th century. We've moved on before. What do they want?
What have we moved on to?
You tell us.
No, you tell us, mate. You know it all.
I want to know what the agenda is, because I think I'm not buying it.
Tell me. I don't give a shit. What have we moved on to?
I think we moved on to a fairly liberal, democratic society that is not perfect, but it sounds to me a lot less scary than the one you're speaking about.
So, when, for instance, in the one-party state, because that's what we live in, as they do in America, hold on a second, no, you ask a question.
That is so flip,
Cameron,
that is so flip and wrong to say one-party state.
Well, believe it is. Don't confuse.
You stood for the Green Party.
Don't confuse.
You stood for the Green Party.
Don't confuse what you believe to be what is, mate. Big mistake.
I think we're both doing that, David.
Oh well, that's fair enough. No, okay. You know, I'm not asking anyone to believe anything. I couldn't give a damn. I'm asking people to look at how we are programmed into belief systems
And
that
I'm
we then
asking you for the agenda.
which we then follow for the rest of our lives. I mean, look at it. We get people, even if they've got a job, they get up in the morning, and what happens? They have their breakfast, they go to work. They have a bit of lunch, sandwich normally, then they go to work. Then they go home, then they watch a bit of telly, have their tea, then they go to bed, and the whole thing starts. And this goes on year after year, decade after decade. Is that the only way that we, as a human race, can live our frickin' lives? Is it the only way? Children are prepared for this through the education system, and then they drop into the hamster's wheel, and away we go. Oh my God. It's like lambs to the frickin' slaughter, if you only knew. How far are we?
I'm still asking for the agenda.
The agenda is the centralized control of humanity with this structure. They want to create a world government that would dictate to every country and community. The European Union is a stepping stone to that, and these other unions. They want a world army that would impose the will of the world government on any country or region that didn't want to accept it. We already have a de facto world army. It is called NATO. And we have a de facto world government called the G8 and the UN Security Council. They make decisions, and then they send their de facto world army, NATO, in to bomb civilians, mostly with brown bloody faces.
And you know what? They're so efficient that they can't even do away with a tiny country like Afghanistan.
And they also want a situation where we have a single world electronic currency. This is your moving on, mate. Now, that is incredible in its possibilities for freedom. You go into a shop today and you hand over electronic money, a credit card, and they say, sorry, I'm sorry, can't use your card. It won't accept your card. At that point, today, just because it's going out of circulation at an extraordinary rate, you can still say, oh, well, I'll pay cash then. What happens when there's no cash and that machine says no to your electronic money or card or microchip as it's designed to be? It's deciding whether you purchase. Total control. And anyone that challenges the system will go off the Christmas card list of the system very quickly. You've asked me a question, mate. Just leave me to answer it.
What they also want
is a world central bank that dictates all global finance. Now, since the crash of 2008, I've been saying this in my books for 20 years. Since 2008, the cabal and its frontmen have been calling for a world central bank and a world government to overcome the problems that they themselves have created. And this brings me to two things. I'll finish on this probably. Two things. How can a few people control and direct the lives of the many? Two major collective mind and emotional manipulation techniques. The first one I called many years ago now, problem, reaction, solution. And it works like this. You want to change society in a way that you know if you openly announce it, you're going to get massive resistance from the population. So you don't do that. You create a problem covertly, you blame someone else for it, and you tell an unquestioning media your version of what happened in terms of the problem. The unquestioning media then takes the official story, lie, and tells the people. At stage two, they're looking for a reaction from the people of fear, of outrage about the problem, and a response that says, something must be done, this can't go on, what are they going to do about it? And at that point, those who've covertly created the problem and gleaned that reaction then offer the solutions to the problems they have themselves created. And what are those solutions? They are changing society in line with the fascist, centralized Orwellian agenda. Second one of these techniques is what I call the totalitarian tiptoe. It goes like this. You're at A, you know you're going to Z. But you know if you go in big leaps to Z, the change is so blatant that people look up from the game shows and EastEnders and go, what's going on? And so you don't go in big leaps. You go as fast as you can get away with, but not so fast that you alert too many people to the pattern. And eventually, you get through by making these steps, each promoted as totally unconnected to all the other steps, but when you put them together, they're going in the same direction. I've just described how the European Union came into being. It was sold years ago, back in the 50s, as a free trade zone, good for jobs. But provable fact, their own documents. There was a man called Jean Monnet, so-called father of Europe. He wrote it in a letter to a friend on the day after I was born, April the 30th, 1952, and said, and I paraphrase, we are going to go to the superstate in steps. This is in 1952, and each one is going to be sold as having an economic purpose until we cross the line where we've got so much control that the job's done and people don't even know it's been done. And they're still doing it. When you want a world single currency, the euro is not an end, it is a stepping stone to an end. The euro was brought in simply to mop up the mark, the guilder, the lira, and all the other currencies of Europe. In one swoop, gone! And now they're just in the process, eventually, not necessarily tomorrow, of crashing the euro, and they'll go on to the next step. We have so many constant problems in the world, so many crises, for goodness sake, because under problem, reaction, solution, you need constant problems and crises to offer constant solutions to keep this moving. Look where we are, for goodness sake, in terms of human freedom. Cameron came in and said, I'm going to roll back the Big Brother state. What has he been? The Big Brother state on bloody steroids. Because there's no contract when you run an election campaign, no contract between you and the people. Obama can say, I'm going to close Guantanamo Bay and then get into power and not do it. There's no contract. This lady, Prime Minister of Australia, can come to power saying there's not going to be a carbon tax under my government and then introduce it. No one can stop her because there's no contract. It's simple. Tell them what they want to hear. Get the vote. Do as you frickin' like. How much longer are we going to take this?
Okay.
Human race, get off your knees.
I think we might just take a couple of questions here before we wind up on what's been a very interesting talk. Hold on a minute. If I could just say, David's book, or David's books and tickets for his shows are, of course, available with this very same electronic currency that he purports to so
do you know something? If I could personify how easy it is to control the world.
Yeah. Okay, so a question from the gentleman down here.
Unbelievable. Babes in bloody arms.
What? Why is it? I've asked that question many times.
Why lizards?
Oh, why lizards, David?
Okay. Why not? Well, why not? Why humans? Why humans? Why humans? Why not? Why humans? No, it is. It is answering you. You're saying to me why lizards, and I'm saying to you as an answer, why humans? Why not? Why not lizards? That's unbelievable.
That's the level of debate that we've reached.
Why humans?
The answer to why is why not. Lady over there.
So humans. Here you go. Here we go. Here we go. I want to pick up this point.
Okay.
Why humans? Because humans have two legs. Okay, so here we go with the state of possibility banging against the belief system. So this, only humans, any color human, can a black human have two legs? Yeah, I suppose they can. They can, a black human can, a Jewish human can, an English human can, but no other genetic form can have two legs. What? What? What are you talking about? Why not?
I didn't say that.
You did. You regret saying it, but you said it.
Just tell us about the lizard.
I can't hear that.
The question is, if the world is so fucked up, why did he choose to have a family and subject them to this same awful, evil, secret society-driven...
Okay, so what do? Do we just give up? Or do we dedicate and focus our lives on doing something about it? I'm 60 years of frickin' age. What have I got? A few years? 10 maybe? Yeah, you'll be very glad about that. Nice person. Hey, so I ain't doing this for me. I don't have to live my entire frickin' life, as young people do today virtually, in the world that's coming so fast. I've just done this because I believe it's right. And the fact that you get ridiculed for doing what you believe is right shows how mentally disturbed much of the human race is.
Lady here. Lady here.
How much are you getting paid?
I am doing... yeah, here you go. Here you go. Do you know something? I've come here to talk to this group for fuck all, okay? Fuck all. You know why? Because I believe in trying to make a frickin' difference, not make a frickin' noise for its own sake.
David, I think if we're being slightly less disingenuous, there is a lot of stuff that you will sell on the back of this, on the back of your
God.
Wembley Arena appearances, and so on.
Do you think we have to in actually numbers?
Do we have time to change? That's a great question. And there's only one group of people that can decide it. Moi. Because if we go on living out the programs of suppression of possibility, we are going to live in a global fascist state within a decade. And I'm probably being optimistic. And have you noticed how many times I've used the word fascist in terms of this system? And I'm supposed to be anti-frickin' Jewish. Are you kidding? I'm anti-fascism, not anti-any bloody race. Race is bollocks. We're consciousness. Race is just an experience. Grow flicking up, human race. That's enough.
One more?
No, one more. Hey?
Refer to these families who rule the world.
Yeah.
Who are they?
Who are the families who rule the world is a question.
The royal families of Europe are among them. The House of Rothschild, the House of Rockefeller, the major banking families of the world, the major corporate families of the world. And look, my last book was 355,000 frickin' words, mate. If you're interested in the names and the detail, read the frickin' thing. Oh no, I have to tell you everything. Bucker off. Read it. You want to know the names, you read them. Take some power back. Get informed.
I think it was a very simple question, David, but if you do have to buy that 355-page book...
Hey, give us your... I'd say give me your address and I'll send you one, but you wouldn't bloody read it, so... Well, give it then. Give your address, I'll give it you.
Okay, I think... David, are you finished, or do you want...
I'm finished, yeah. I'll tell you what.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was, is, and will be David Icke. Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, for those that listen with an open mind, thank you and congratulations. For those who listen with a closed mind, 5 to 10 years from now, you're going to remember this moment. See ya. All the best.
Well, I've just finished talking for about an hour, and what you get is when you come to something like this, is you get people who know what you're saying and are sort of with you, and you get those that just turn up. Is that David Icke bloke? He's mad in it. Let's go and see him. So you get two types of audience, but it's fantastic because, especially with the guy on the stage who really did personify the programmed mind and why the world is as it is and how easy it is to control the world. And it was fascinating to see it. But some lady jumped on the stage talking about he's actually Jewish, you know. She had a brain cell that would die of loneliness, and knows nothing about what I'm saying. But what I've just been told, is that there have been threats to me. That if I walk through the festival, there are going to be threats to me that they'll do me harm. And the organisers have said, you know, we're going to organise a car to get you out of here. And I'm thinking, what? You know, hey, don't be a prat all your life, mate. Have a day off, eh? What I'm doing, as you can see, is walking to my car through the festival. The freaking people are going to intimidate me to walk away from them. What? You must be bloody joking. So I've had a lovely day. I had a ball out there, really, because I love playing with the people that just have no desire to see it and think they're intelligent about the world, and they're babes in bloody arms. So I've had a great day, and I'm walking home to my car through the festival and not in the back of some other bloody car to get away from them. Whoever they are. Is that right? See you, gang, all the best.